Hey folks, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. I want to help you get your mojo back. And we are talking about Cazeemee. And a Cazeemee today is an Arabic word which means in the heart of the sun. Let me just make this a little bigger for you so you can. No, that didn't work. Ba-ba-da-bee. Okay, how's that? Okay, so when we're looking at a chart, and this is the chart for September 11, 2025, and we see the sun is at 19 degrees of Virgo, and the south node is at 18 degrees Virgo, and Mercury is at 18 degrees Virgo. Now, for the next 2 days plus, it's as if the highlight is placed on what you're thinking. Not just what you're thinking. There we go. Not just what you're thinking, but what you believe, what you feel is true. And there's going to be a lot of data dump in the next couple of days. And that means what you choose to put your attention and focus on is going to have a powerful impact for the rest of the week and possibly month. And since we're in an eclipse phase with the solar eclipse coming up on the 21st at 29 degrees Virgo, we're going to see some big movements. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the news always. You know, it always seems like it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. So when I see a south node and Mercury within 1 degree of the sun, it highlights. Now, it doesn't matter what it is. Any planet could be here. It would highlight. It's like supercharging. It's activating. It's shining a big spotlight on. What do you believe? And the south node in Virgo is, let's start releasing the judgments. Oh my God, look at her. Look at how she's dressed. Well, maybe she doesn't have your bank account. Or you see people causing harm and you think, oh, they ought to lock them up. But you don't know the whole story. Yeah, we don't want to see anyone cause harm. The point is, and the story I used to tell to a lot of my clients is that you see a man across the street and he's got a child, and you see him with a dog and he's beating the dog, and you're, what? You know, like you get out your phone, you want to call animal services and the police. And then you realize through whatever means that he's protecting his child from a rabid animal or a vicious animal. And then your thoughts swim like fish in another direction. Oh, what a hero. Well, 2 minutes ago, he was the devil. So, what are you thinking right now? What we are doing when we look at the sun, it illuminates, it sheds light. There it is. The south node is what we're moving away from. Been there, done that. In Virgo, it's being so critical of self and others. Starts with self. And we're moving toward more compassion with an ideal vision. North node in Pisces. And then with Mercury teamed up in Virgo, and it's the muse of Virgo. Hey, Latanja. This whole configuration right here, and I'll get into the aspects of it, because again, we have like that envelope I talked about previous time. But what we're looking at is the sun is highlighting your belief system. Not really. Your mind is highlighting it. Where you choose to take it, however, I'm going to switch this over here. That didn't work. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get it even. There, we can do that. In fact, we're going to do this. Are you dizzy yet? My mind's trying to make itself up. Okay. What you're thinking right now in this Cazeemee, I used to call it a Cazimi, but anyway, it's a Cazeemee, I believe, pronounced. It's Arabic. It's ancient, predates 5th century in astrology, and in the heart of the sun. So what is illuminated is what needs to go. And if you've got any big time Virgo in your chart, you look at, where do your thoughts go? To the negative, to the I did it wrong, to they're doing it wrong, to we demand justice. So the criticisms, the judgments. If the sun is highlighting the part of you that has a thought, even if you catch it, you had the thought. Do you still have the belief system? That would be Mercury. Do you still believe, you know, right and wrong is a construct, right? Because we live in a society where we have to have the idea of what's okay, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate. You have to make that choice for yourself. Hey, Sasha, good morning. Your Venus placement is in Virgo. You're very particular about how you look and how your person looks and speaks and feels, and they need to step up. Right. So if you've got a belief right now with this Cazeemee, it's highlighting something you think ought to be like, hey, didn't I tell you 4 times not to put your shoes, in the middle of the living room floor because I trip on them? And then you get upset and then you have an argument, or it's like, oh, I'm sorry. It could be with your children, with a friend, if you've got a roommate, with a partner. And so you want to stop and approach things from a different angle. That's what the opposition is about to the North Node in Virgo, in Pisces. That's all. Just come from, oh, I know you didn't mean to, and you were in a rush and you left your shoes on the carpet, but I tripped over them and I stubbed my toe. It kind of hurt. I'd really appreciate if you could please put them in the shoebox or in the closet or wherever. So that you approach things from a different perspective. Now, with Mercury making a positive angle to Jupiter in Cancer, the next 3 days, today is the 11th. So through the early morning 14th, this big time transformation, because you can make a timeline jump. What does that mean? You can enter a different world and a different path to go in a different direction. What direction do you want to go in? Look at your patterns. That's what this is about. Jupiter is all about expanding. It represents the part of us that wants to overindulge. It wants to expand. It wants to be benevolent. It wants to be compassionate. It wants to travel. It wants to learn, educate, maybe practice law. It has this big energy feeling. In Cancer, that's more about women, children, intuition, feelings. So a positive angle is do what feels appropriate. Do what feels satisfying. And I'm talking about in the most compassionate ways. Because if you are upset about something, you're like, you know what? I like to just not pick them up for all the times that they borrowed my car and never filled it with gas. I just won't pick them up. So let's see how they like that. That might feel satisfying to someone who has a lot of negative judgments. I'm talking about the high end of things. You want to raise your level of awareness, your consciousness. You want to attract, because it's all energy, folks, right? You know that it's all energy. And what you output from your brain and your heart, it comes back to you on any level of awareness. So you've been working hard, you're exhausted, you think it's never going to happen. What else do I have to do? Maybe stop doing. Maybe relax a little bit and allow others to give to you. Change the thinking. What is the thought that is most predominant right now? I spoke with someone recently who said, I have 2 opportunities to go in 2 different directions with business. I don't know which one to choose. So I said, well, talk it out. Let me listen. Let me hear. Talk it out. What does that look like to you? What does it feel like? And then by the end of the conversation, they were like, oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think I know. Then go with it. So sometimes with all this Mercury in a Cazima, we get stuck in our heads with the South Node in Virgo of what's the right thing to do? It's got to be the right thing to do. Well, what's right for you is not right for everyone, right? Right? I did not mean to make that pun. So when we have a positive aspect saying, it's okay. Come here. Come on. I'll give you a hug. It's okay. You can let it go now. You can let it go because no matter what someone has done to you in your mind, whatever you think they have done to you, there is a part of you that let them. I know that sounds horrible. I know that sounds like I had an argument with my father once a long time ago, and he said, "You think the guy who walked up the steps to the church who got mugged that he asked for it?" And I said, "It's not a conscious thing, Dad. It's not. He knows it now. He's off planet now for 19 years. He so knows it. It's not a conscious thing. It's the part of you that feels like it's got to be a certain way, or what am I doing wrong? I used to think before I met my husband, what is there something wrong with me? Nobody wants to hang out with me. No guy wants to date me for more than 3 weeks. I never saw that I was being protected by my own higher self energy saying, okay, do you see the bigger picture here? What are you going to get from this relationship? What's your perspective? That, bad breath is better than no breath at all? No. So when you look at what are you thinking? What are you judging? What are you criticizing about yourself or someone else or some system? Take the focus off of what you cannot change. You can only change you. So come back to you, and you've got expansion through intuition and what feels right. Oh, well, thank you, Sasha. I so appreciate that. You're sharing my stuff. The South Node is also trying the moon in Taurus. This is complementary. So your intuitive self is, imagine that. I like to imagine that in astrology, the planets and the orbs and spheres and all that are people. And in your world, you are beating yourself up over something, or you're upset about something so much you don't know what to do with it. Let's start relying on your intuition and maybe a trusted friend who's a Taurus, sun, moon, rising, who's very stable and reliable. And maybe you can bounce off some information and say, I just don't know which way to go with that. Do I wear this dress? Do I wear that dress? I mean, it could be that simple. Do I take that job? Do I take that job? Do I quit? Or do I wait? Do I like if you're in that kind of back and forth, we're going to pause. You need to feel it through. Feel it, the moon. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Feel it through. Trust that your intuition and oh my goodness, look, the moon guides Cancer. So it's got to be a feeling thing. Pisces, water sign. It's got to be a feeling thing. What you're letting go of. Hey, that didn't feel good. When my friend said this to me, I know she was like, had a couple of glasses of wine, but still, that didn't feel right. Well, if someone's not speaking to you from their heart, with or without wine or whatever, it becomes a WHINE in your system. And you're like, I don't know why she said that. And I don't know why they did that. And I don't know. You're not a victim. If someone does not support you the way you would like to support someone or the way you do support someone, then that's some food for thought right there. What are you letting go of? You got to say goodbye and wipe your hands of the whole matter and say, no, thank you. No. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you? Because the highlight of the sun, it illuminates the South Node opposing North Node, the North Node trining Jupiter. How does it feel? What do you trust? Where do you get so, I'm so excited about this. And you're doing a crossword puzzle or you're watching a TV show. You're just like, I have my teacup and I'm so excited. Episode 2 is out. That kind of feeling. Or just watching, if you've ever heard a child laugh, whether that child is yours or not, when you hear a child laugh, right? Yeah. When you hear birds sing in the morning. And my husband Dean said to me this morning, we have so many birds coming through, and we have a small bird bath, and I clean it out once a week. And I have these little clinky chimes. So as soon as I'm done cleaning them out, I clink the chimes, and it's like they all know, they all flock. And they're all like taking a bath, and their wings are, and there's so much delight in just watching them have so much fun. All different kinds of birds, big ones who knock the little ones off. I mean, mourning doves, big Arizona blue jays, a big raven landed in there, and there was a tiny little finch, and the finch just was like, what? No. So it's like there's a whole world of happy out there. And what do you choose to focus on right now? We're going to pull some cards. That's all there is to it. Okay. What do we have? Come say hello to me. Oh, okay. Wow. I pulled an earthy card. This is from the Green Witches Oracle deck, which is very cool. I just got it recently. It says roots, healthy patterns, early growth. Okay. Now, I am looking at the roots down below, and there are 2 skeletons. So what was once part of your life, now gone, soon to be gone, and you hear this part of you, and there's worms. It's like the decay. What happens when we bury something? And I mean to let it go, to release it. We're in a lunar eclipse right now, energy in Pisces. What are we releasing? This all ties in. And then all the nourishment and the nutrients from what we have put into the ground, and the EMFs from the ground, from Mother Earth, from Gaia. And we plant a seed, and what happens? Well, look at the growth coming up in this card. Look down below are the skeletons. Then there's worms, and there's roots growing up. You see mushrooms at the top, and there's a path leading out of the ground. So these roots are showing us, sometimes we dig in and we don't want to let it go because we demand retribution. We demand justice. There's so many topics in this world where it's just disheartening when you say, why would they? I don't understand. With insurance matters, or school board, or the laws of this land going backwards 50 to 100 years. What the? So if you're watching this now with me, we're all going to time travel. We are going to focus on what gives us support and illuminates our truth. What we're letting go of to say goodbye. Thank you very much for the information, the lesson, the experience. We're going to focus our thoughts on, how do I move forward to grow these roots? I'm stepping into a new dimension. We're going to go together because we've got expansion and love and intuition and money-making ability with Cancer there. Jupiter in Cancer. Oh, yeah. Don't think it's not. Moon and Taurus. Oh, total value and security. Where do you feel most secure? What do you value most about your feelings? What do you value most about what you have learned and what no longer applies to your growth and to your life? And then the opposition is, I'm going to step into my spiritual self. I was scared. I didn't trust it. We have to be practical, says all the Virgo. We have to get it down right. But I know so many people who are Virgos who or have a lot of Virgo in their chart. And They're always going off, traveling to different workshops and retreats, and I just did shamanism. I heard, Virgo rising moon say to me not long ago, "I just studied this bio something something thing where, you can heal your past traumas by using this machine." So it's like we wanna combine a technology that helps us to heal, grow, expand. Start with your thoughts and your feelings. And when they are together and they are cohesive and aligned, the road is laid out before you. Latanja, I hear an owl out my back each night. Love the sound. Okay. I was walking on the trail a month ago. I don't have it with me, but anyway, I was by myself, early morning. It's quiet here in Sedona. It's gorgeous. I have never seen an owl in person. And I'm walking and I'm thinking, I've never seen an owl in person. That's what I'm thinking. And I look down and there's a feather and it's like this big. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I pick it up and I take it on the rest of my hike with me and I bring it home and I do a Google photo and it's like, oh yeah, that's a great horned owl and a feather. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. That night I go to sleep. I wake up 3 o'clock in the morning. I hear an owl in the backyard. Like the owl sound you would be familiar with, the hooting, and I went to the back door, which was open for the air, and I just listened and I thought, "Thank you. Thank you for showing me who you are with your sound." I still didn't see it. I still haven't seen one. I walk again a couple of days later. I see a baby owl feather. I bring it home. I see another owl feather. I bring it home. And then 3 weeks go by. I wake up in the middle of the night because I think my husband's having a nightmare. No, he was snoring, sound asleep. I run to the back. I hear a screeching like someone is being harmed. The next day I tell Dean, and he says, no, I didn't hear anything. 2 days later, he can't sleep at night. And he jumps out of bed because he thinks someone's being murdered in the backyard. So I go online and I'm like, different owl sounds. And we found it. It's called a barn owl and it screeches like bloody murder. We were laughing so hard. And I said, all from this thought that I've never seen an owl. I still haven't seen them. I've seen some of their feathers, but I've been hearing them and they are talking to me. So Latasha, I get it. Depends on the sound though. I like the hooting sound, but the screeching, oh my gosh. Yeah, wow. And the point is, what we focus on, we bring to us on any level. Conscious, unconscious, subconscious. Your higher inner self is saying, oh, we just want to get your attention. And you keep wanting to go, but what are they doing over there? There ought to be a law. And it's like, let's look over here. No, I want it. What? And we're very stubborn and very fixed on making things right and being justified and having an opinion. And isn't it horrible what people do to people in this world? And we can go off on a tangent. Now I want to pull it back. What's your ideal dream? What's the vision? I started singing this morning. Oh, what a beautiful morning. I think it's from Oklahoma. Oh, what a beautiful morning. I'm not going to sing. No, please. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. That was my chant this morning for 10 minutes while I cleaned the kitchen. That's it. So 17 seconds, neuroscience has proven it. I learned this from Esther and Jerry Hicks and the collective called Abraham 40 years ago. 17 seconds. When you focus on something for 17 seconds or more, we want the more part. Neuroscience says, oh yeah, your brain says that's important. Let's bring more of that energy to us. So what are you going to bring to you? Judgment, condemnation, scorn, disgust? No, we're not. It's going to happen. We're going to feel it. Then you need to ask yourself. Also, what I learned is that when you say your name to your brain aloud, Elaine, what are you thinking right now? What else could we be thinking right now, Elaine? Your brain hears it differently, as if you're having a conversation with another person. And it's almost more attention instead of the drone thoughts and memories that you could be exercising. And before you know it, you're realizing that you're having an argument with someone in your head. But when you say it aloud and you say your name, your brain hears it differently and pays more attention. So what do you want to say to yourself? Oh, I got you. I hear you. I know that was a hard day. That was a difficult moment. That was a tough conversation. Or I know we're going to have that conversation even though it's so uncomfortable, but right now, what's the beautiful morning part? What's the beautiful day? I've got a beautiful feeling everything's going my way. What can we bring to us with the thought that we are whole, that we are eternal, celestial, sentient beings, extensions of the light. And we want to think about, they borrowed my mason jar and I never got it back. No. I have heard that. An hour rant on, yeah, they borrowed it and they never got it. It's like, okay, you lost an hour of your life on a mason jar and someone's behavior because they were overwhelmed. Now I'm going to go right to the Esther Hicks deck for our final wrap up here on the Cazeemee. So the next couple of days, please focus on, whoops, that one. Oh, wow. I don't know why this one came out. I bless and appreciate every religion. It's a tree with birds of all kinds and fruit of all kinds. And it says, there is something for everyone in this magnificent environment of wide diversity where we as a people can continue to take thought beyond that which it has been before. So it's not just about religion, I realize. Religion as in, oh, Protestant, Methodist, Orthodox, Catholic, whatever. No, you could be religious. I'm religious about my spirituality. I'm not a religious person, except I'm religious about my spirituality. I'm religious about health. What's your religion right now without condemnation? Where can you expand right now and put it in a place of, I want to be someone's opportunity instead of a challenge? Let's end on that note, because the next 3 days, put that thought, that generating thought power into motion. And let's see what you come up with by next week. And next week, I forget what we're talking about next week. It's not in front of me. I forget what we're talking about. But, it's going to be about of course, it's going to be about the solar eclipse in Virgo on the 18th. So please come back, share, like, subscribe, comment, because it helps the algorithm and it helps other people. It puts me in front of other people so that they can see what's going on. All right, folks, as always, I wish you peace. I appreciate